Hello everyone, my name is Bree and welcome to Document a Journey. So as you requested, this is my updated Sojourner collection. I have 4 and I wanted to kind of walk you through them. I wanted to explain why I like them, what kinds of leathers they are, all the characteristics that I can think of, I guess. So let's get started. First, I have to start with this one. This is my very first Sojourner that I ever purchased. It has like a special place in my heart. This is Stag leather with a special brown pocket. This pocket is the designer cut, so it has like the roughed up edge. And first we'll go over leather quality. This is a very smooth leather. It is a pull-up leather, so you bend it and it will show a different type of like leather variation. Or if you like roll it or scrunch it, it kind of like changes tone a bit. This is a more sturdy leather, so a lot of times if you're looking for structure, this is a leather for you. Any Sojourner that you get is going to be very thin and travel friendly. This Stag is no different, yet it still has the structure that a lot of people love. This is the type of leather that is going to show some wear, some characteristics. There's dings. This leather also dents very easily. When I mean dent, it like imprints into the leather. It's an interesting feature, and I think it's because it's not a spring leather. It like kind of like eventually goes back to its original shape. It doesn't like flop back, not like a Traveler's Company type of notebook. It bends and it kind of like holds its shape. That's why I like it, because it gives structure. With the designer pocket, I wanted to mention this, that with the designer pocket, you are going to get red stitching. That is just a Sojourner quality with the designer. So there's no changing. Actually, I don't think any notebook you can change stitching on. She does not do contrast stitching. It's mainly just stitching that goes with the notebook besides the designer. The designer does have the red stitching. The stitching on Sojourners are amazing. It's just so delicate. So it's not a feature really of the notebook. It just, if you actually look at the stitching, it's superb, but it's not something that stands out. It's almost like a finishing touch, if you get what I'm saying. Inside this one, it has the natural pockets. You can see some patinaing because this is my illustrated journal. I did write adventure on the inside. The inside is smooth. If it got any, like, if it went any other way, it would almost be scratchy, but as I've used the notebook, it's gotten less and less scratchy and more smooth, so that's nice for me. The inside pockets are very thin, and I don't know, it's just perfect for the illustrated journal. I am going to go ahead and slide my notebook in. This is my illustrated journal. I offer these in the shop. You can get the craft one to collage on, and this is the large. Now, depending on how much you stuff your notebook is where you can like put it on as far as putting it in the pockets. This is putting it in the front pocket, or the back pocket, I mean. And then I can, since this is a brand new notebook, put it into the front pocket as well. No promises. My notebooks are handmade, so it depends on how tight the stitch is for each notebook, if you can slide the front in if you order a large. Now, if you order a small, the smalls will definitely fit in both front and back pockets. So this is how my notebook looks. I absolutely love this notebook for my illustrated journal. It is perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more because it gives me some structure, and the notebook that I make lies completely flat, and I couldn't ask for a better notebook. I continuously go back into this for my illustrated journal, and I love it. I do have a little setup going on here. I have my bee sticker and a flower because, hello, bees need flowers. And this girl is really cute when she peeks out the back right there. And then I keep this front pocket here available for pictures that I want to include into my illustrated journal. But this is my ultimate notebook. If I get a new notebook, I continually compare every notebook I get to this one, which probably isn't fair, but I do it anyway. It's my ultimate favorite. I love this thing. The next one I have, same size, but different leather. This is a new to me notebook. I just got this one recently. I was like, I'm a pocket girl. I love the pockets. They just, I don't know, they intrigue me. Even though I don't really put many things in them, I really like it. This right here is the Elan. I'll go over the leather. The leather, again, is thin. Not as thin as the Stag, but it is thin, or maybe they're the exact same size. It's hard to tell because this has the inside has a nap to it, which is pretty velvety, and because it has all those hairs, it's hard to tell if it's the same thickness, but ultimately, I think that it might be, or very, very close. This one feels a little heavier than the Stag, but it definitely is way more pliable. If I can, I can do that. It feels a bit more waxy, not as smooth of a finish. There's obviously texture to it. There's some like little bumps here. This section is smooth. This is bumped. It has matching stitching. I think this looks like a gray color, maybe. The pocket is a traveler. I wanted to try the traveler's pocket because I just was afraid that the red and the green would look a little Christmassy. But I did ask her for a lovely special brown pocket. And if you look, these special brown pockets are completely different. Not only in color, this one's more caramel and this one's more true brown. The thinness, this is super thin and almost stretchy, and this one is thin, but it's not as stretchy, and it also has some beautiful markings on it. I asked her for a nice piece with markings, and she obliged, and it is, I don't know, scrumptious. It's beautiful. The inside has the inside Elan pockets, which does make this notebook a bit thicker, I think, because of the Elan pockets on the inside. If it had the natural, it wouldn't be so thick, but honestly, the thickness doesn't bother me. It adds to the structure of this notebook, which I think it needs, so I like that. The inside, like I said, is got a velvety finish, so that's really awesome. And then the new thing that she's offering are these elastic closures, and I thought since this is going to be my everyday carry, then having that elastic closure would be really nice. This is just a soft cover moleskin. It is field notes or pocket sized. I could easily use this instead of my weeks. I would assume next year that that's pretty much what's going to happen. I'm a list maker. When it comes down to it, when I'm planning, I just like to make lists. And so this is probably what I will be using instead of the weeks. This is what it looks like with the notebook in it. It's a really nice size. It's the field notes. It's probably my favorite. This notebook doesn't lie completely flat like mine, but it is dot grid, which I love. And I have started just one page. I am really excited about this, to carry this. I also received this awesome Travelers Company pencil, and I'm going to give that a go in here. It just kind of fits really nicely in this pocket. So I kind of shove that in there, and then I have a little paper clip just in case. I like the triangle. It kind of just sits here for me if I need it. So that is that. This is the Elan. The Elan is super, super pliable. It kind of like is a good hug or a snug fit for your notebook. And of course, all of Rowena's stuff is really thin, travel friendly, lightweight, and I don't know, I feel like it's just convenient. So that is my other field notes. Moving on, this is my Mitzpah. This is a signature size. It is a unique leather because it has the contrast of the light brown and the dark brown all throughout. But I will say that it is very, very thin. It's the thinnest piece out of these two. Yeah, it's thinner than the Stag, thinner than the Elan, but I have Getty right here. So let's just compare these two. They are super close, and actually Getty wins. It's the thinnest. But this one was my thinnest notebook before I got the Getty, and I really enjoyed it. I love the striations all the way through. I love the texture. It's already a pre-made texture. I cannot scratch it. Oh, I didn't say that. Here with the Elan's kind of cool, and that's why I like it as my everyday carry, because I feel like it will look nice all the time. If it does get scratched, it's more like an indentation, but I can buff it out. So let me do a heavy scratch. I know some of you are freaking out, but that's a really nice scratch. But all I have to do is rub my hand across it like this, and it just buffs on out. So it's really nice to have this as an everyday carry, because I feel like even if it does get a little beat up, it's not going to look that bad because you can forever buff it out. So that's why I like the Elan for my everyday carry. And also, I don't like it for my illustrated journal as much because I need more structure. I put this on my lap to draw, and the Elan just doesn't give me that kind of structure, if that makes sense. This one would not at all give me that kind of structure. I would need a really thick notebook to go in here if I wanted to use it as my like sketching notebook, and that's just yeah, I don't like thick notebooks for my sketching notebook. But I love this leather. Like I said, it has amazing striations on it. There's like, I can scratch this all up and you can't see it. It has a really nice finish. When I rub my hands across this, I can feel that there's like cracks in here, but it's not. When I say cracks, everyone thinks like big old cracks. It's not like that. It is such a fine detail that the reason why it looks like it might be indented heavily is because of the contrast of the two colors. Otherwise, it's not really like a textured piece, if that makes any sense. It's still very smooth, almost like a Stag, but yet it doesn't have the grip or the like waxy feel that Elan has. I think the Elan is more of an oily leather, whereas like this is not. It does have gray stitching, I think, or light brown. It's just not contrasting. Again, it's like that fine detail, like a doodly border that everyone likes when you're art journaling kind of thing, you know, just makes the piece look finished. The inside is the best inside I have ever felt. It is literally like the softest velvet. You can even see, I can draw on it. You can see like the different variations. It's amazing inside. And it has the Mitzpah pockets, what is this? The signature size has 2 card slot pockets in the back and just a pocket in the front to hold your notebook. I use this as my recipe book. So my favorite recipes that my family likes, and it's really just chocked full of things that we like. So that is what I use this for. It's easy. It's always in my kitchen. I can wipe it down and it's not a big deal. So I really like this. This is a great piece of leather if you're ever interested in the Mitzpah. I probably won't get rid of this. This is actually my husband's favorite out of all of them. Then we'll get to the Getty. The Getty is the thinnest leather of them all. It does have a nice inside velvety. This piece has more of a nap on the inside, but if I look at the pockets don't have really a nap at all, if you see that. So I wonder if she picks certain things, you know, for certain things, because this is Getty on Getty on Getty. I have Getty on the outside, Getty as a traveler's pocket, and then Getty as the pockets on the inside. This is an A6 size. This houses my Hobonichi, and I absolutely love it. It does have an elastic closure. That is something new, again, that she has, you could use it as an add-on now. This one has it looks like the same color stitching, light brown or maybe even gray. I want to say gray because it does have like a purpley hue, but honestly, it looks perfectly fine with these notebooks. The pocket has stretched out a bit because I do put my pen in there. That was the whole point of me getting the traveler's pocket, because Sojourner doesn't have pen loops, and for my journal I wanted to be able to carry my pen with it. This leather is like the floppiest leather ever. It does have a bit of a pull-up maybe. I mean, I don't know, that's crazy if it does, but the scratches scratch and then you can buff them out. Let's see if I'm gonna just scratch it up real good for you so you can see that you can get a good buff on it and get it out. Scratches don't bother me. This is the type of notebook that is going to show character just like the Stag, which I'm very excited about. It shows, like, you know, it shows where it's been. It's fun. It's a notebook that you would want to keep on your journal for the, you know, the whole year, which is kind of the whole point with me and the Hobonichi. So it fits the Hobonichi amazing. I love the elastic closure that you can get on it now. That to me was a really good sell, I think. So especially with this Getty leather, and ultimately what this feels like for my notebook is like it's not a cover. It's like part of the notebook. That is how well this fits my notebook. It is. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a hug for my notebook. There's no structure to this whatsoever. This is how I set up my notebook. I got my journal warrior. He protects things. And then this is the pen. I use it to Pilot Vanishing Point. Fine. But this is like, it hugs my notebook. I don't know how else explain it. This could not be something that I used for an illustrated journal. As you can see, it is just so pliable and just springs back to its shape. It's more like I don't know, it's a hug for your notebook. I don't know how else to say it. But this is my Sojourer collection. This is how I'm using them. I absolutely love them. I use at least these two every day. I definitely use this one every day. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, for the most part, I have felt every leather except for the special brown leather, because that's forever changing. So if you ever have questions on what a notebook is like, then let me know. I will tell you that every notebook that I've had, I really like. I might sell some to get new ones, but I always have at least one or two in my collection. Sojourner for me is like where it's at. I love the Sojourner lines. I love all the aspects of them. I love these pockets, and yeah, I feel like it was really hard for me at the beginning to start this channel and not really like any of the leather notebooks that I had. But when I found Sojourner, which was literally a year ago I bought this thing. I haven't looked back. One thing that I did want to say about Sojourner is every time you purchase a notebook, a little bit of your proceeds goes to a charity, which I think is very cool. She has been talking about them on her YouTube, so I'll link that in the description box. I know just recently she interviewed someone that was the founder of one of the charities that she donates to, so I think that is really cool. If you have ever been on the fence on a Sojourner, I think that if it's the time for you to purchase a new notebook or another notebook, then you should do so and you should give them a shot. Also, I'm going to link the Facebook group down in the description box as well. It's the Buy Sell Trade group. Not only do people post things that they're selling, but they also post about things that they're loving. There's a lot of talk about the different leathers. There's a lot of people helping other people decide what leathers to get, because this isn't something that you can pick up and you can feel at a store and think, no, I think I want something more squishy, or, you know, it's hard to purchase this, get it, and you think you're going to love it, and then there's something that you don't like about it. So in that group, there's a lot of sharing knowledge, which is really fun. And like I said before, I have touched pretty much every leather. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And until next time, everybody, I'll see ya.